the other hand, DMK Congress, not a blade of grass grows there, was said about Aksai Chin, and its barren and untouched land is said about Kachativu. So top and tail, relinquishing land, giving up an important portion of the run of Kutch to Pakistan, again under Indira Gandhi. Lot of aspects where we compromised on our sovereignty and strategically important land regions, of which we are facing the consequences today. America V. Narayanan, Congress leader with us, and Pulla Rao, political analyst with us. Mr. Pulla Rao, where do you stand on this before we get the Congress and BJP into it?
Can you see me? Sorry.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Let me tell you straight away, I don't mind this issue being raked up for discussion. I don't mind this lesson of history that we shouldn't do this. But I felt a little upset that when the Prime Minister raises this issue, it is a very, very serious affair. Do you repudiate, reject agreements that the government of India signed? Fine, if you find it unjust. Then you will be towing the Chinese line. What do the Chinese say? That the agreement between Britain and Tibet on the McMahon line was signed when Tibet was a weak state and Britain was a superpower, so we reject the agreement. Or for that matter, you know what the Chinese are doing in the South China Sea. They're neglecting all the old agreements. There has to be, yes, you have explained very well, it's an emotional issue. It is, nobody could imagine in 1960s that one day there will be something called underground, undersea oil, and well, all this was in the past. But by raking it up, you're elevating Sri Lanka further and you're not going to get back the island. Is it just for the Prime Minister to give a lesson in history or warn us? I personally believe that it is not an issue you rake up because we got so many other such agreements. The Legal and Treaties Division of the Ministry of External Affairs is chock-a-block with hundreds of such agreements which have favored India for the simple reason that Britain negotiated it for us before 1947. Maybe the northeastern boundaries, maybe other boundaries, or what the Britain did between Afghanistan and Pakistan, the Durand line. So is it worthwhile to say, alas, this was badly done? And one more point I would say, I'm sure the congressman can defend the Congress party, but prime ministers and leaders take decisions on the need of the moment.
Right.
They don't anticipate 50 years hence. And don't forget, what was India's stake after the 62 war? Then the 65 war with Pakistan, America against us, Britain against us, and we were surrounded. At that time, as you mentioned, Sirmawa Bandar Naik was the Prime Minister, she was pro-Chinese and all of that. There had to be peace on one side, maybe temporary peace. If it's such a bad agreement, maybe 100 years hence it will be revised. But it is most inappropriate. It should never become political football. And finally, is it going to get votes for the BJP? I don't think so. These are issue after issue after issues which are good for debate and good for saying, I got you.
Pulla Rao ji, Pulla Rao, do you know what happened on the 18th of August 2023?
No, you can elaborate a little bit.
Mr. Do you know who's the Tamil Nadu Chief Minister? Thiru M.K. Stalin?
Yeah.
He's the one who said, retrieving Kachativu from Sri Lanka, that's the only way that it will permanently end the problems of fishermen of Bharat.
Yes, and he is the same man who said, you have Tamil Eelam. So they say many things. He is not Prime Minister of the country.
But he's Chief Minister of the state, sir.
He is not the custodian of our national sovereignty.
He's Chief Minister of the state, and did he forget that his own father, his own father, the very respected Mr. Muthuvel Karunanidhi,
Father took a patriotic stance. Father said, fine. Father took a patriotic stance when the government asked him. Mr. Stalin is the Chief Minister.
Father took a patriotic stance by saying, give the island away.
No, he said, I won't raise issues because the government of India...
The Chief Minister once again signified his general acceptance of the suggested solution, said that for obvious political reasons he could not be expected to take a public stand in favor of it. The Chief Minister, however, assured the Foreign Secretary that he will help keep the reaction at a low key and would not allow for it to be played up. 20th of June 1974, this is the note of the then Joint Secretary who had briefed the Chief Minister, Mr. M. Karunanidhi. This is what I have, sir, as an annexure of the RTI, the full document, and this is what it's titled. Record of talks held in Madras with Shri M. Karunanidhi, the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, on 19th of June 1974. Foreign Secretary Shri Keval Singh, accompanied by the Director Historical Division Shri B.K. Basu, called on the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, Shri M. Karunanidhi, at the Secretariat Conference Room, Fort St. George, Madras, on the 19th of June 1974 at 11 a.m. It's all documented here. It's not a figment of my imagination. It is signed, and this is where Mr. M. Karunanidhi said, I will allow you to do it, but I will not talk about it because of political ramifications internally in Tamil Nadu. So that's Mr. Karunanidhi, and he did it for patriotic reasons. But Mr. M.K. Stalin, when he raises it in 18th of August 2023, it is inconsequential. We should overlook it. But we should consider it ahead of the elections because the Prime Minister has spoken about it, Mr. Pullarao. C.R. Keshavan of the BJP is there. Let him respond.
First thing, Anand, I'd like to say, this is a matter which is the people, the fishermen and the fisherwomen, our brothers and sisters who go out to the seas for their livelihood on a daily basis, face peril and their lives are at danger. They're being attacked, they're being shot at, they're being detained, they're being imprisoned, and some of them have lost their lives. So it is not political. This is about the interest of the Tamil people. You very clearly explained the nonchalant, indifferent attitude which was carried on by the daughter Indira Gandhi from Nehru. When G. Vishwanathan, a parliament member from Tamil Nadu, raised a question saying, you show so much interest about Deoga Garcia, which is so many thousand miles away, but why are you not attaching importance to Kachetivu, which is 40 nautical miles away? She dismissed it, saying it's a little raw. But the foreign minister today, with his press conference and detailing the RTI document, what has come about is it's unmasked, it's exposed. The Shakuni-like match fixing of the DMK Congress, the devious nexus and the dubious double standard of the DMK Congress, who betrayed the Tamil people and gave Kachetivu and compromised on India's integrity and sovereignty. Let's look at what has come out today with these documents. Like you said, DMK was ruling in the state, Centre was ruling the Congress, the same India alliance was back in alliance then. Just 7 days before this Kachetivu agreement was signed on June 26, 1974, on June 19th, they come here to tell the Chief Minister, who is in general acceptance, and then he says, I won't speak about it publicly, but I will, I understand and I will keep the reaction low-key. This is what I call Shakuni-like match fixing. The problem
Sir, then what happened on the 27th?
Anand, 1 second. 21 times the Tamil Nadu Chief Minister has written, these people act as if they are the sole proprietors of the welfare of the Tamil fishermen and women. They shed crocodile tears and they completely conveniently mask the role they have played in gifting away Kachetivu. So, like the foreign minister said, not only who did it, the Congress party, who hid it, the DMK party has been exposed today. And giving away Kachetivu is the fountainhead. It's a root cause why your fishermen, brothers and sisters, are being attacked every day, and the people are angered because they've seen this and they demand an apology. The Congress and the DMK should come out to the nation and the Tamil people and apologize not for this blunder, but this betrayal.
Okay, now what happened on the 27th of January 2015? If my memory serves me right, before I bring in Mr. America, if my memory serves me right, the current Prime Minister was the Prime Minister then. It was the NDA under Prime Minister Narendra Modi only in power. Sir, I am reading this very clearly. The answer, this is given an RTI reply. The RTI reply says, and I'm just going to increase it. Kachetivu Island lies on Sri Lanka side of India-Sri Lanka International Maritime Boundary Line, IMBL, that was delineated by the 1974 agreement demarcating it in the Park Straits and the subsequent 1976 agreement demarcating it in the Gulf of Mannar and Bay of Bengal. This did not involve either acquiring or ceding of territory belonging to Bharat, since the area in question has never been demarcated. Under the agreements, the island of Kachetivu lies on Sri Lankan side of the India-Sri Lanka International Maritime Boundary Line. Signed Dr. Rajiv Ranjan, Under Secretary, Sri Lanka and CPIO.
Let me respond. In 1974, the Kachetivu agreement gave away the Kachetivu island, but you retained fishing rights, navigation rights and pilgrimage rights. So why do you need an agreement if it is not yours? Then why did the Congress government in 1976 forfeit these rights? Only because they forfeit these rights, the Sri Lankan Navy shoots at our fishermen brothers and sisters. So this is a diversion, deflection and distraction tactic by the DMK which they post today. And let me reiterate again, only because of the Prime Minister's initiative speaking to Sri Lankan counterpart and the Foreign Minister's initiative speaking to his counterpart, you have saved and released so many of these prisoners who have been imprisoned and detained there. So let us